Welcome to the His House. It goes down at the motherfucking His House. Like being at the motherfucking His House. Where you get celebrity tea and gossip. Make predictions. We sip tea and per tea line. On stream. Not edited. Straight off the dome. And we sip tea at the His House. Get lit at the motherfucking His House. Sip tea and hear all about it. At the DJ motherfucking His House. You heard me? Yeah. All right, it's that time for that spiritual tea. Yeah, from that girl DK. Let's get into it. Per tea on me. So, we're talking about that parallel. And I believed in it, of course, because of what is it, like the butterfly effect of like how one minute you remember books being certain titles and stuff like that, like the Mandela effect or something. And I could imagine, like, it's so weird, like how I've remembered people not being here, but then I look back and they're here. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. But I didn't think nothing of it. But I watched this video series of TikToks, and people were talking about their experiences. And somebody even mentioned OB experience is also connected to that. And I would say I had a form of an OB experience, but that's crazy because for the longest I really been feeling a little bit out of my body, and I just never really was able to explain it. But recently, I realized in the last couple of years that it just really done got really more perplexing, a little crazy, because it's like the things that I think about. I really have to be real careful about what I think about, whether good or bad, because one minute I'm thinking, and the next minute I was like I'm living it. If that makes sense. And I was watching series of TikToks. Even in one TikTok, this woman was talking about how you still can see reflections through paper, and how mirrors can probably be, you know, spiritual dynamics to it. I'm gonna put it like that. But it was just weird. And so I'm up here watching one thing, and then like I had to start watching something else because I'm like intrigued. Like, what? Like, this thing had to be like almost 2 hours long. I'm sitting here watching this thing from root to tutor, and it's about how people be jumping bots and how they end up with different families. They can't recognize the people they with and stuff like that. And literally, I thought it was like a form of possession, and I actually felt like I had experienced that myself. But I say that to say this: I also feel like some of my parallel experiences have been caused by other people, and I'll tell you why. Stay. A while back, I did a video talking about um how you need to pay attention to your dreams. Okay, and so I have actually seen a couple people in my dreams that I feel like delve into that dark. Okay, and when I was around these people, sometimes I would have weird dreams, like very, very, very. Or even not being around them, just after I met them, talk to them, and like they're in my life, or I know of them, if that makes sense. So basically, one situation, well, both of them, I found out later that the people really didn't care for me too much because of the things they were doing and how they would treat me, so forth and so on. It was very, very weird, and not really understood it very much. But I know it had a darker connotation to it because of what happened in that situation. So basically, what I can say, because I really can't say everything, is I remember seeing these people in my dreams at different times, and both times were to oppress me in some form of fashion. And one, I was offered a drink that I knew would be disgusting. Another time, I saw one go up and down the elevator. I've had elevators in my dreams several times. I really didn't take it into consideration, but I always will remember my elevator dreams. But keep in mind, one time, like I said, I seen one person on an elevator. I had no idea that it had to do with the levels of in my head. I had no idea. And each time that I had a dream with the elevator, I was put somewhere dark, deep dark. It was never like good, if I can make it like that. Like something bad was meant to happen for me, like whether it was I was separated from someone I really cared about, or I wasn't able to, I was left in this dark, sunken place. Because I remember one time, I can share like one experience partially. Um, I remember being in this dream with this elevator, like the elevator was broken. It was like under construction. And I had just kind of had a milestone. And then I end up, the elevator was like falling. And I ended up somewhere else. And I like was like, what? But it was like a lot of weird elevator experiences. But part of me was like, is that connected to my life? But I really didn't have no proof to it. But it was both times that like this kind of happened. It was like I was in bad with these other people who had appeared in my dream. So I say that to say this is sometimes it could be from you, but I also feel like other people can put you in parallel situations as well. So you got to know which one it is. And I feel like I was needing to speak on it because it's really gotten weird to the fact that it just seems like stuff happens like you real time. Um, because I remember I was out and about and it was nighttime. I should have been asleep, but I wasn't. Because I had to grab something. So I see these mice. Like it was a couple of them. They appeared and disappeared like in this parking lot. And I was just looking, and I was just like, "There's one," and like disappeared underneath like this trash can. There was another one, but the deal was I never saw where they was coming from. They just appeared, and then they just disappeared underneath this trash can. So I ended up going back there in the daytime. I found out it was a hole where they were able to go into, but keep in mind I don't remember them appearing. So I had an incident with a little mice a while back. Didn't think nothing of it, but that thing sort of disappeared. And part of me, I feel like, what is it? An ex could be involved in trying to send me things through portals or whatever, because I be having like random stuff. Like I feel like in my life trying to spy or whatever, which is weird to some, but some people will get it. So anyway, I'm chilling, and from a couple while back, I've been hearing stuff like moving. You know, like I could have something back in my house, like a rat, a varmint, or whatever. And I was like, oh no, 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 no. But like I said, it was like a couple of days after I had seen these. I had remember saying visually, I do not want that coming into my house. And I don't know why I said it. I just kind of said it because it was just like them things were actual full grown rats, and that was not cool. So how about like within a day or two of me saying that, I actually run into one that first of all, I don't even know where it came from. I just saw something scurrying. End up having a whole rat in my house. And keep in mind, I had a mirror that I had just bought. And my other mirrors, I had kind of, prayed over them and stuff like that. But this one, I really didn't. So I ended up having to pray over it and stuff. So, okay, I said that to say this. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's like a download or something. I'm realizing the crazy part is part of me feels like that's a part of Destiny Swap too. Because all of a sudden things just started being out of my control. And also people that weren't doing so well, I remember they shifted and took off. And I'm like, what? So I'm just been having a lot of spiritual tea, spiritual talk, and that's crazy. So part of me is manifesting because I'm seeing this in a reality because like it's like a normal reality world. Like I go to where I go, I come where I come, but it's like the people around me just be off, and I just have a weird feeling about it, but I just didn't know what it really was. And the whole time, like and it's just so weird because like I'll be sitting or whatever, and like I can feel like some touch me, which is crazy, right? And nothing's there. Or stuff like that, which don't happen often. But I was listening to this one woman telling her story about how she kept thinking she had a child in one reality, the next minute she didn't, and she would just be so hurt. And she could say at certain times she would feel like something is cuddling up to her, but it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. Cause I remember even on this video a couple times, I've seen crazy stuff happen while I'm making a video. Laura, I felt something that was weird, and I'm like, what? And I stopped. So I say that to say this: sometimes people can put you in a parallel. You can put yourself in one unawares, agreeing to the BS they have because when you're in it, it feels like it's a dream because it's so weird and far fetched. So you may agree with some things that you normally wouldn't agree with. However, it's real reality just in another realm. And people are dealing with you in that realm. Because, like I said, this place is dark. It was deserted. And it felt like it was daytime, but it was just dark. Stuff like that. And so I'm thinking, like, oh, I gotta be dreaming. But in reality, I guess I wasn't. And so, as I live this life, my real form is in a different parallel, if that makes sense. And like I said, the people that had showed up in my dream, they don't look the same. You know what I'm saying? And I know they were trying to oppress me at one time. So I say that to say this: just be mindful of everything you're in, whether it's a dream, because you can control them. And even if you think it's something you can't control, you might can. Because it's been times I felt like I wanted to go back on some things and change some things, as if I was lucid, but I didn't. And I kind of regretted it. If you get inklings about stuff, pay attention to it. It could be something to it. And if it feels like everything around you is chaotic, it could be. Because I know this one man, felt said he felt like he had went on to the other side, and somebody that he was married to didn't seem like his person, but he was married to her, and he felt like he was the one who went away out of his body, and stuff like that, which is crazy. But I could attest to it. Um, Dang, that's crazy. I just thought about something. I literally had surgery, operation, and a lot of it started after that. But um, I also was really married or dating, I should say, somebody who was very spiritual. So, and I remember them saying, "Don't you know what'll happen to you if you leave me?" And basically, they were basically implying like I wouldn't be right in the head. And I guess part of it has to do with these parallels because at the end of the day, they kind of are winning when they said that, but they're not, because I denounced that. I don't claim that anymore. And if there anything to do with it, because these people, like I said, don't like me, whether it's my ex who I had to break it off with, who wanted it to work, or somebody who thought that her they man wanted me, to someone that I was really close to who was just jealous. So be mindful of your dreams. I'll say that, because in reality, it's so real and you think it's not. And each time in my dreams, it manifests in some form of fashion in my reality several times. And it's either where there was a revelation of what was to come, or just how my life played out. So somebody said your dreams can be a form of parallel. I feel so, like so. Especially the more spiritually inclined you become or you tap into it, I feel like it can happen more often. But just like you can tap into it, some people said they waking back in their reality. It's so weird. I had a experience recently. I had bought these oranges, but every time I bit into them, like they just wasn't hitting like I wanted them to hit, and they were seedless. And I was like, okay, cool. However, um, the certain time after I had watched the parallels video, I bite into an orange thinking about, am I in a parallel? I kid you not. I bite into this orange. It's the best tasting slice that I've ever had. And I've had them for a while. You know how oranges normally would decede or decrease in taste and value? Because even the way they look like I have had them for a couple weeks or whatever. But when I say it's the juiciest and more flavorful, when before it was just dull and void, even to the point of I even bit into a seed and almost choked almost, because I'm like, this thing did not have seeds before. And just as soon as I said what I said about okay, I felt like that was just like confirmation. Because shortly after that, I'm like, I don't want no seeds. I didn't have any more seeds. So stuff like that, I just feel like that shows you just how important it is to watch what you say, watch what you do, what you allow in your space, what you allow in your time. Because I mean, so much weird stuff has happened, even to the point to where I go somewhere and it's like somebody there that I feel like is connected to my ex, or somebody who is got a problem with me, knowing that I'm there before I get there, and they do stuff to sabotage it, or things are done to sabotage it. Keep in mind, like I said, I'm bringing some of this into my existence, me thinking that they can sabotage it, but it's actually happening in real time. To where, I mean, people just out the blue trying to have conversations with me, knowing I want to talk to them, but everything is to get information. Every question is like personal, and every question is like information. I know you heard, what do they call them? Uh, Dang it, those things monitoring. Yeah, those monitorings. Like I feel like that's what it is, because I be blocking out a lot of people access to me energetically and physically, and I feel like they have to tap in spiritually. But the whole fact that they're able to tap in also lets me know that I'm in this another reality. And this reality that I'm in is very spiritual. Like, yeah, I'm tapped into manifest things. But like I said, the things that I tap into also is like I'm on high alert go. Like everything, I feel like everything is watching. Everything's in my business. Everybody want to know what I got going on because they ask me all these motherfucking questions. And it's so much that it's like everywhere all the time, to where that video really just woke me up to where, like, is this normal? Would this happen in a regular situation? And basically, a lot of the people that I used to be cool with, it's like slowly but surely, like I just fall off with them, if that makes sense. So all I'm saying is be careful out there. Just be careful and be aware, and you still always will be in good hands. So don't get that part twisted. and never give up. Welcome to the He's Out. It goes down. Welcome to the He's Out. Where we go down. Welcome to the motherfucking He's Out. Sip Steve.